करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। परत्रैति तु तद्रूपरहितेपि तत्प्रतीतिरिति वक्तुमिति उक्तम्. So in Adhyasa, even though there is no object, but yet you see as though it is an object. It is not that an object is seen when it is not there. There is some object, when it is not seen as it is, you see it to be some other object. An object ununderstood is misunderstood as another object. The rope, the object, ununderstood is misunderstood as snake, another object. But actually snake as an object is not there. Snake as an object is not there. Snake is only a thought, a distorted thought about the rope. It is not even a distorted object about the rope. You can't have a distorted object about another object. You can only have a distorted thought about an object. You can only have a distorted thought about a reality. Therefore here it is said, Paratraiti tu tadrupa rahitepi tat pratitiriti vaktumityuktam. The word locus is used here just to show. The word locus is used here to show that even though a particular reality is free from being something else, it is only being itself, but it is free from being something else. The rope is ever free from being the snake. It always remains as the rope, not by my volition, but by its nature. Not by my choice, but by its nature. Even the rope is ever free from being the snake, but yet I conclude it to be snake. So it is my problem. It is my conclusion. There is no problem. My conclusion about something is a problem. In this world, in fact, every problem is in the form of a conclusion. A correctable, wrong conclusion. Even though it looks to be different, but indeed, even the very fundamental, the very basis of life is a conclusion. I am the form is a conclusion. Minus the conclusion that I am the form, where is life? Where is the struggle? Struggle stems from a wrong conclusion. Struggle cannot stem from a truth. struggle stems from a wrong thinking about the truth. Unhappiness stems from a wrong conclusion about the truth, but it doesn't stem from the truth. Truth never throws up unhappiness. Truth doesn't throw up unhappiness. Your nature never throws up unhappiness. Your thinking throws up unhappiness. So there is a difference between our thinking and our nature. Therefore, it is all wrong to say it is his nature to be unhappy. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. It is his thinking that makes him unhappy. Thinking changes, you're all right. That's called growth. Changing one's wrong thinking to right thinking is called growth. What else is the definition of growth anyway? What is the acceptable definition of growth? The only acceptable definition of growth is you change your thinking you move from wrong thinking to right thinking. That's all education about. That's all education about. Stuffing the mind with a lot of information itself need not guarantee me happiness. Stuffing the mind with information is different from moving from wrong thinking to right thinking. Wrong thinking to right thinking is different. If somebody is happy, I should say it is his right to be happy, no jealousy. That is right thinking. If somebody is happy, I should say it is his right. It is everybody's right to be happy. It is everybody's right to grow richer. It is everybody's right to be successful. I should not meddle with somebody's success. I should not grab somebody's happiness. I should not grab somebody's riches. That is right thinking. That guarantees happiness. Right thinking guarantees happiness. Somehow, and the wrong thinking definitely guarantees unhappiness. And therefore, here Bhagavan says, rope doesn't throw up a snake. I only find myself, I only make a conclusion. Similarly, I am Deha is a wrong conclusion. A very big jump, a jump from rope to the truth. Just as I conclude the rope to be snake, I conclude the eternal, the I, as the body. It is a conclusion, it's not a fact. If it were a fact, then a fact never makes me unhappy. If it is true that I am the body, I should never be unhappy. Why? Because true thinking always guarantees peace. Right thinking guarantees peace. That I am the form, if it were the thinking, right thinking conforming to the nature of the truth, then it should never make me, it should be impossible. It is impossible for the truth to give you unhappiness. Why? Because truth is embodiment of peace. And therefore, just as rope snake is a conclusion, Dehoham also is a conclusion. If the fundamental thought about myself is wrong, then afterwards whatever I think is all wrong. This is called, what is it called? Ashubharambham. When a person is born, what is it? Ashubharambham ji. That is why he cries. It is the inauspicious beginning. And he keeps on crying the whole life. What we need to understand is unhappiness is born of. That man he is all the time stumbling on unhappiness. He is all the time cooking up unhappiness. He does everything. He doesn't want to be unhappy. He doesn't want to be unhappy. And all that he does is to make himself unhappy. You see, it's a very ironical situation. I don't want to be unhappy, but all that I do only works for it. Due to lack of clarity about one's nature, one's identity, what is oneself. It's not just what you see in the mirror. Is not actually the essence of the I. See. Therefore here, even if the rope thinks I am a snake, that entire thinking that I am the snake is not true. It remains a rope and keeps on thinking I am a snake and gets scared of itself. Just imagine, let us imagine. Rope remains a rope but thinks it's a snake and it gets disturbed by its own thinking. Nobody likes me because I am a snake, etc., etc. And somebody may kill me. When the rope thinks I am a snake, it's scared of being killed. Therefore, every fear is born of not the truth, a wrong thinking about the truth. It's born of thought. And therefore, paratraiti tu tadruparahite apitat pratitiriti vaktumityuktam tathacha paratra parabhasaha ityanena. When we say something is being seen, paratra parabhasaha, something appears in something else. This is a literal translation, but this literal translation can mislead. Really, something doesn't appear in something else. Something appears different. Rope appears different. You see, the round earth looks flat earth. The round looks flat. That is called. The round looks flat, or the round is concluded as flat. The round is unknown as round. When I don't know the round earth as round earth, then I think the round earth to be flat earth. This is what is called flat philosophy. This is called a flat philosophy. All philosophies except Vedanta are flat, really. And don't think, Swamiji, you are a fanatic. No, I am not a fanatic. Vedanta is the one thing that tells the truth about you. All other philosophies just go on speculating, and ultimately Ganga ji ke beech mein aapko duba dete hain. Yes. If it inspires me with a philosophy, if a philosophy inspires me and doesn't take me to the logical, unnegatable end, definitely it is drowning me in the middle of Ganga. Yes. If wealth inspires me and promises to make me happy and doesn't make me happy and then leaves me in the lurch, then Ganga ji में डुबा दिया. पूरा सृष्टि जीव को कहाँ डुबाते हैं? गंगा जी में डुबाते हैं. Even स्वर्ग also गंगा जी में डुबाते. भगवान ने गंगा जी को क्यों सृष्टि किया? इसीलिए तो सृष्टि किया कि जीव को पहले प्रॉमिस करो, and he is a bhola, and he falls for everything, and he doesn't get what he wants. And then he says, मैं क्या करूं? And then the सृष्टि says, मैं क्या करूं? The money says, मैं क्या करूं? मैंने सोचा था कि आप खुश हो जाएंगे हमसे. अगर आप खुश नहीं तो मैं क्या करूं? This is what is called. What can I do? That is called Ganga ji mein dubana. Yes. मैं क्या करूं? Yes, I promised, but then what to do? We all have our own limit. These are all excuses. Giving a wrong promise is wrong. If you don't fulfill a right promise, it is still excusable. But giving a wrong promise is definitely an excusable wrong. Give a right promise. And the objects really, they always give the right promise, but I interpret them wrongly. And the objects always tell, I can sustain you. I can give you food. I can sustain your body. The world always says, I can sustain your body. That's all the promise it makes. But then I interpret. I make an exaggerated interpretation about it. What is the exaggerated interpretation? Oh, it is not only going to sustain me physically, it is going to make me unlimitedly happy. Baba. Shankar Bhashya ko padke, I start interpreting it in Shankara's way. And then it can't give me. Therefore, tathaja paratra paravabhasaha, when we say something appears on something, it's not actually something appears on something. The same thing looks different. It's amazing, Ji. Something looks different. It's amazing. Something I conclude differently and I suffer for it. My thinking alone can make me struggle. There is no conclusion which makes me happy. Only truth is the nature of happiness. Any thinking would be, any wrong thinking will have to make me unhappy. That's why the Vedanta says, correct your thinking about yourself. Correct your thinking about yourself. You happen to be the answer to yourself. If you are not the answer, then where is your answer? If you are not the answer, then where is your answer? Everything is means of survival. The creation is a means of your survival. Wealth is a means of survival. But the subject, the conscious being, is the answer. That's why here he says, Paratra para avabhasaha ityanena. It is not like when we say snake appears in the rope, it is not like. When we say the snake appears in the rope, it is not like. When we say the limitation appears in the unlimited, it is not like. The fear appears in oneself. When we say the fear appears in oneself, when we say it is not like. It is not like what? Kunde badaranamiva. It is not like saying there are berries in a pot. When we say the berries appear in a pot, you have put, berries in a pot. But the berries are different, pot is different. Berries are different, pot is different. And you can see the line between the two. When you see the berries in a pot, you can see the line between the berries and the pot. There are two realities. Berries are one reality, physical reality. Pot is another reality. And you are able to see the line. This is not called, this is not the way one sees the snake in the rope. When you are seeing the berries in a pot, it is not a distorted thought about the pot. When you see a case on the table, in the table or on the table, it's not a distorted thought about the table. There are two realities. Whereas when you see the snake in the rope, it is a distorted thought about the rope. There are no two things really. When you see wave in water, there are not two things. When you see snake in the rope, it's not two things. When you see limitation in yourself, they are not two things. Limitation is a distorted thought about yourself. If you see a form in yourself, if you see a form, I am a form, I am this tall form or short form, fat form, fair form, etc. I am seeing a form in myself. Me, they are not two things. It's like seeing a wave in water. Well, to follow some example I have to use. It's not easy to convey Vedanta. Some examples we have to take. If it has to be conveyed correctly, then we have to take the help of so many things, crutches. It's not easy. But it is all important. So, even if it is difficult, what can you do? Yeah, you find it difficult to become happy. Can you renounce the effort? Choicelessly. If happiness is choiceless, then understanding the truth also is choiceless. If it is, Swamiji, if it is difficult, what to do? All right, if it is difficult, then what do you do? Can you renounce? It is very difficult to be happy. It is very difficult to achieve one's happiness in life. All right, give up. Can you give up? You can give up food, but you can't give up happiness. Amazing. You can give up the body. You can commit suicide, but you can't give up. Even when a person commits suicide, it is another kind of search for happiness. He wants to get rid of unhappiness. When somebody commits suicide, he commits suicide only to get rid of unhappiness. And the effort to get rid of unhappiness can be defined as kind of search for happiness. Why not? Yeah. Therefore, the difficulty that is involved in understanding yourself should not become an issue. Whether it is difficult or not, whether I like it or not, understand, just as happiness is choiceless. Understanding the truth also is choiceless, because my happiness is governed by my clarity about the truth. Nothing else can govern. Therefore, here japi dhyanena. Therefore, when I am seeing a form in myself, it's like seeing a wave in water. I am the water, I am seeing a wave. I am the oceanic water, looking at myself as a given wave. One of the waves. As one of the waves, I have problems. Whenever I stand comparable, I have problems. I have one of the waves. Oh, that wave is bigger than me, and I lose my sleep. That wave is richer than me, I lose my sleep. Oh, that wave comes from Atlantic Ocean, which is Angrezi Ocean. I am a Hindustani ocean. I tell you, as one of the details, we can never be full. We are ever in struggle. As a wave, I am one of the details. As water, I am not one of the details. In the ocean, water is not one of the many details. It's the sole detail, it's the sole truth. Water is the sole truth. As a wave, I am one of the many details, comparable details. Whenever I stand comparable to others, I am nothing but a host of complexes. Please understand. You cannot be happy. The whole day I get depressed. Wife says, आजकल तुम्हारा दिमाग खराब हो गया. The whole day gone. Anybody says something, and the husband says to the wife, you are looking so funny. शादी के पहले अच्छे दिखते थे, आपको हो क्या गया? गॉन. सारी हैप्पीनेस खत्म. Man's happiness is so fragile, so fragile. It's like a berry on the tip of your nose. A little shake is gone. The only answer is that look at yourself. The I, the conscious I, is not one of the details. Everything hinges on it. The dreamer is not one of the details. Every detail that is dreamt is one of the details. But the one who is aware of the dream is not one of the details. Is the truth of all details. And therefore, respect yourself as your answer. Putting others down is not your answer. Putting yourself up is your answer. Understanding yourself is the answer. Respecting yourself is the answer, not disrespecting others is your answer. Kuch nahi, disrespecting others is not your answer. Okay ji, yajjapi janena kunde badarayanam badaranamiva avadhara avadhaya adheya bhave. This is something called, adhara adheya bhave. It's a technical term. This is adhara, this is adheya. Where there is adhara adheya bhava, there are two realities. Very beautiful terminology that can make things clear. This is not a distorted thought about the thing. This is another reality. But when I see a limitation in me, a form in myself, please don't say I am seeing myself in a form. No, you are seeing a form in yourself. Just as we see a snake in the rope, just as we see the wave in the a wave in the water, we are seeing a form in our being. The formless being, we are seeing a form. The formless is seen as having a form. That is the Naira. Because the one who is aware of the form is not a form. Because a form cannot see another form. It is the formless, the conscious being who sees the form. It is the very conscious being who sees this form, concludes, I am the form. The very seer of the form says, I am the form. The seer of a form is not a form. And when he concludes that I am the form, it is definitely an error. An error is obviously an error. You don't infer the error as an error, nor do you infer the truth as truth. Truth is self-evident as truth. Error is also evident as error. Error also is evident as error. That is why Shabda becomes the pramanam in the matter of the truth and also in the matter of the error as error. I hope you have followed this point. Shabda is the pramanam, not the anumana. Shabda is the pramanam in the matter of the truth as the truth. And Shabda becomes the pramanam in the matter of the error as error. So much is there in this line. This is adhara, this is adheya. There are two realities. But when I say I am the form, me and the form are not two realities. There is only one reality, the I, which is formless but seen as form. This is a distorted view about myself. I am the form is a distorted view about myself. But this, seeing this on the table is not a distorted view. Thus, adhara adheya bhava is different from adhisthana adhyastha bhava. अगर रिपीट करना हो तो ये टर्मिनोलॉजी रिपीट कीजिए. अगर गुनगुना है तो गुनगुनाना है तो वेदांत को गुनगुनाइए. वेदांत को गुनगुनाइए. बॉलीवुड को गुनगुना से कुछ नहीं मिलेगा except the complex. Even if you go on doing gunuguna, even if you go on gunugunaving the Bollywood, nobody is going to give you a role in any way. You see, even if something gives me a pleasure, if it is ultimately useless, I don't have to. I should take the pleasure from the useful, not from the useless. I should learn to derive the pleasure from the right. I should learn to derive pleasure from the right. Like I should learn to derive pleasure out of eating right food. Even though the mind craves for this and that because it's something, but I should learn to relish the right food. But even if I relish the wrong food, but the long-term implication is not good. You can't really relish something, a wrong food, because even though you are relishing it, but you have got a fear. Pata nahi kya hoga. Hai na? You are taking nice Nirul ice cream, half a kilo every day. It's very relishable. Not with a teaspoon, but with tablespoon. You are taking Nirul ice cream with a tablespoon and enjoy. But there is a lurking fear, pata nahi kya hoga. Yeah. If you have a fear of the future, the present you can't relish. That is why the answer is to begin, the first step in life should be learning to derive pleasure from the right. And understand, you have to get used to even simple low salt food can also taste better in time. Even though you are used to a lot of salt, it's just a habit. But supposing in a low salt food, it's not palatable, go on taking it. A few days, low salt. Then low salt food tastes better, and then afterwards you will not be able to like more salt. All tastes are subjective. And subjective tastes can change. I should change all my subjectivity to my advantage. Yes. I should change all my subjective tastes to my advantage. Yajjapi tatra paratra kunde paresham badranam avabhaso vartate tathapi nasmriti rupatvam avabhasasya visesh. Now, next. Napi paratraiti purvadrishta bhinna vastu matra kathanam. It's another thought. I have to explain it. The snake that we see in the robe is not only unlike the robe, in fact, it is nowhere in the creation. Baba. The snake that I see in the robe is not only unlike me, is totally dissimilar to the reality. The error is totally dissimilar to the truth. The identity of being a rope is different from being snake. The snake that I see in the rope, that snake is not only unlike the rope, it is neither there nor anywhere. Don't say, even though it is not there, but it is somewhere else, I saw. That is a different snake, not this snake. Similarly, the limitation that you see in yourself is neither within you nor anywhere. It is cooked up within you. The unhappiness felt within oneself, it is neither one's attribute nor it is away outside somewhere. Why? Because there is no outside to yourself. There is no outside to your being. This world is not outside to you, it is within you. Your sight doesn't fall in the creation falls in your sight. That's very, very logical. Forms fall in your sight. But you can't really defend your statement that your sight falls in the realm of the forms. Your sight doesn't fall in the realm of the forms, but it is okay to say the forms fall, and therefore all the three states fall within your knowledge, within your sight. Is there something outside your sight? If there is there is something outside your sight, then it should be proved only through knowledge. Then it has to fall within your sight. And if it falls within your sight, then it cannot be said to be outside. Therefore, sight is logically, it is impossible to think of something outside your sight. That is the truth. Your sight is yourself. You are not different from your sight. Your being is not different from your sight. The heat of the fire is not different from fire. The accommodating nature, space is not, the accommodating nature of space and space are not two. A thing is never different from its nature. Simple. Our being, the nature of our being is sight, everything for knowledge. Vijnanam Brahma. Truth is in the form of knowledge. And knowledge is not one of thoughts, one of the details. Because every detail falls within the sight, the knowledge. And therefore, here Bhagavan says, snake is not only unlike the robe, it is dissimilar to the truth, but also it is nowhere. Similarly, our sansara is not only unlike our nature. Our nature is totally unlike our struggle. Our nature is shanti. Our struggle is ashanti. Therefore, our nature is unlike our struggle. And that struggle which is unlike our nature is not only not our attribute, it is nowhere. Anyway, it is neither inside the truth nor outside the truth, because there is no such a thing called outside to the truth. Baba. That is all the topic of your Vedanta ji. Vedanta is not, even if you don't study Vedanta, this much you understand. Usme kuch hai samajhne ki. I am not yet ready for it, but let me not look upon, let me not have a simplistic view about Vedanta. Vedanta is literature about the truth, Shabda Praman. तथा बीना स्मृति रूपत्वम अवभासस्य इति विशेषः नाविपरत्रेति पूर्वदृष्ट भिन्न वस्तु मात्र कथनम तज्जातीयेपि परत्र वस्तुनि अवभासस्य अध्यासत्व प्रसंगात्. Another, I know these are all terse thoughts, but you have to listen. There is no choice. Tiring, but what is alternative? Tiring, but what is alternative? No alternative. I don't see any alternative. You have to move. You have to grow in discerning truth from the rest. Supposing yesterday I saw a snake, and today again I see the same snake. Is it adhyasa? Is it adhyasa? Yesterday I saw the snake, today I see the same snake. Is it adhyasa? It is pratyabhijna. Pratyabhijna means, oh, that snake I am seeing. This snake I saw. Yesterday you saw some person and today you see him again. Then you recognize, oh, he's the same person whom I saw yesterday. Thus, error is different from pratyabhijna. Error is different from pratyabhijna. Error is different from pratyabhijna. When you see the rope for a snake, it is not pratyabhijna, it is a distortion. Yesterday you saw your friend and today again you see him. He is the same. Or somebody, oh, I am seeing him again. It's not an error. It is not a distortion. It is a pratyabhijna. But when I see the rope, and instead of recognizing it as the rope, I take it as a snake, then it is not pratyabhijna, it is a distortion. Even pratyabhijnas exist a lot in life. All pratyabhijnas exist within adhyasa. This is a very, very profound thought. Concentrate. So the same me is awake today. Jo kal tha mai wahi mai hu is a kind of a pratyabhijna. I am recognizing myself to be the same person. I am recognizing my house to be the same. Before I went to sleep, this was my house, and after I wake up, this is my house, and before I went to sleep, these were my children, and after I woke up, again these are my children. I am able to connect the present with the past. I feel comfortable. Pratyabhijna keeps us comfortable in life. Chalo. But this very pratyabhijna which makes everyone comfortable and also creates a sense of reality, it emphasizes a sense of reality, or at least it provides an argument in favor of its being a reality. Pratyabhijna provides an argument. How can it be a different thing? How can it be false? Because yesterday also I saw, today also I am seeing, yesterday also I saw, day before yesterday also I saw, now also I am seeing. How can it be false? In this manner, Pratyabhijna provides an argument. Yes. But this phenomenon of Pratyabhijna is rooted in the fundamentally the error, I am the body. Minus the body, there will be no change of states. There will be no three states. And therefore, in life, the very Pratyabhijna presupposes Adhyasa. I don't know how much you are able to follow, but listen to it. The very Pratyabhijna presupposes the Adhyasa. The very sense of reality about the world presupposes the Adhyasa. All desires presuppose Adhyasa, self, misconception about oneself. And what a misconception, my God. Timeless misconception. Is a misconception because of which you see even the whole creation plus time, space, form, thought, everything. Therefore man cries within the self-misconception, laughs within the misconception, becomes rich within the self-misconception, and becomes poor also. He is born in the misconception, grows in misconception, conception, and dies in misconception, and he makes a tour to heaven, come back also within misconception. All travel is also within misconception. Then, just another couple of minutes. तज्जातीयेऽपि परत्र वस्तुनि अवभासस्य अध्यासत्व प्रसंगात् तद्यथा पूर्वं भुजंगमेकं दृष्ट्वा पश्चात् अपरिस्मिन् भुजंगे या भुजंग बुद्धिः सा न अध्यासः. It's a simple thought, ji. Yesterday you saw a snake and today you see some other snake. Then it's not any misconception. It's like that. You will say a sense of similarity or a sense of sameness. Yesterday you saw a snake and today you see the same snake, then what is it? You have a sense of same. That is called Pratyabhijna. Oh, it's the same snake. Supposing you saw one snake and today you see another snake which looks like that, then also you are able to appreciate similarity. Oh, it is like that. Not it is the same, but it is. But there is no distortion in it. When you see the same thing, there is no distortion. When you see something else but dissimilar to it, that is also not distortion. Distortion is a different thing, unlike all phenomena that take place in life. Amazing distortion. Distortion holds you to ransom. Seeing the same thing again, or seeing something dissimilar has no implications of unhappiness in life. कुछ भी नहीं है. एक आदमी को कल देखा, आज भी उसी आदमी को देखा, तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है? क्या फर्क पड़ता है? दो ना देखने से अच्छा लगता है. Same face again, seeing at the same face again and again. अगर देख भी लिया तो क्या हो गया? Dismiss it. You don't have to unnecessarily start crying. But distortion, whether you like it or not, it holds you to ransom. Any wrong thought torments you. Any wrong thought. Even unfairness is a wrong thought, torments you. You went round the fire, through marriage. When you married, when two people married, the boy and the girl, went through fire, making, making promises so profusely. So profusely, so generously they make promises. हम जन्म जन्म तक साथ रहेंगे वगैरह वगैरह. then afterwards dimag kharab hota hai, and then you are being unfair to your wife or unfair to your husband. That is an unfairness. It will torment you. Accept the situation but never be unfair. Go through the situation, you will be a winner. Without being unfair to the other person, go through the situation, good, bad or whatever it is, go through it. Because you have made a promise. You have already taken about it, go through it. As long as it's humanly possible, go through it, and after it's not possible, then leave it. But your unfair thinking should not allow, your unfair thinking should not cause the breakage. If your destiny breaks it, accept it. But if your unfairness breaks it, don't allow your unfairness to break a marriage. People, sometimes the marriage breaks not because of destiny, a lot of times because of unfairness. Unfairness. Even before marriage, one knew that you have to live with the person throughout life. You said janam janam tak, kam se kam ek janam to pura hone do. Janam janam tak pale kahe the. But then you get bored, After a few days, you have see the same person. And then you get bored. And you want to kill that boredom. Then you don't like the person. Bumping into the same person day in and day out makes you feel bored. At that time, the fairness demands that respect the other person. When you respect, he won't irritate you. That other person becomes too irritating for you only because, not he is an irritating person, he is a nice person. It is just you are not respecting him or her fully. When you respect the other person, he will not, then he will be nice. Supposing you have to bump into a person whom you don't respect, then definitely boring. Yes. Change the thinking and change the situation. When you change the thinking, situation changes. But sometimes we try to change the situation without changing the thinking. Changing the thinking means changing the perception, please. Change the perception. There is nobody who is fully acceptable or fully rejectable. There are always a few things which are nice and something. Everybody is a combination of both Rama and Ravana. Only Rama was only Rama. Only Ravana was fully Ravana. The rest of us, partly Rama, partly Ravana. So kya ho gaya? And sometimes you can call your partner Ramji and sometimes you can call him Ravanji. So kya ho gaya? What does it matter? But these people, they say, no, I have to change the situation because situation is linking to your thinking. Anyway, ji, we'll continue it later. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Varishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Ji, Hari Om Ji, Hari Om Ji. This is what books, my God, they have written. All straight in the air. No wonder they say, सब छोड़ के शास्त्र पढ़ो.